Hey guys, so it's exciting news. We finally do have our upload into CRM, and I know we've all been anticipating this. I do want to show you guys a little bit of what that upload kind of entailed. So if you come, I know most of you guys are used to hanging out in this sales section, but if you come to Workplace, then hit Dashboards, and we're going to do this drop down menu here, and you guys are going to go back into dashboard number 8, which will be my goal scorecard. So right here. So we're noticing that there is a little bit of data that might not be accurate, and the more eyes we have on this, the better. This is going to be a priority for all of us to get done. What I'd like you guys to do is, so this is current data. This is what's been uploaded, and in some cases, we might find that our numbers are totally off, and we just want to make sure that the data that was uploaded looks accurate to you. So if you guys see something, you guys might be able to catch it quicker than we might, and we can rectify that. So I'd certainly want you guys to kind of go through and make sure that these numbers look right. So you can, as always, you can drill down into all your categories and kind of take a look at all the things that you're doing that you just want to make sure that it looks right. So if I'm coming into my hydraulic oils, if I'm coming through and looking at my customer base, right? And granted, I'm looking at gross profit, so you guys are probably going to want to click up here so that we delve down a little bit into units, because that might make a little more sense to most of us. So I'm going to click through here. Let's say my fuel, for instance. So my fuel, I'm wondering to myself, do these numbers look accurate, especially on my dyed diesel, because that seems to be down a lot compared to where it really ought to be. So I'm looking at my actual volume, and I just kind of want you guys to compare it. So what I'm asking you guys to do, you guys can compare it by 2 ways. You can come through and look at this pop-up window here and think to yourself, are those accurate? The other thing that you guys can also do is you can run a variance report. I will link the video down at the bottom as well, so you guys remember where the variance report video is and how to pull one of those reports so you guys can see the activities, because all that data should also be accurate. You can compare this time last year to this year. That way we have a apples to apples comparison of what you guys are looking at, and we have a better idea as to whether or not this is accurate, because I do get that in a lot of cases Q1 might be slightly less busy than Q2 and 3, and so we would generally in some cases make up that volume in those two quarters, right? So another way that you can look at this data is, for instance, if right now we're looking at our current year, but always keep in mind that I can go back to my prior year. I'm going to show my dashboard. Again, I'm here in the units tab. So if I came through here and I just took a look at my fuel, let's say my dyed diesel again, and I took a look at who were my largest customers last year. For some reason, are some of them not showing up? Keep in mind, you can always export this information to Excel so that you can view it and do a comparison of your data. Give me 1 sec as it uploads. There we go. So you can kind of take a look at where your customer base is and see whether or not it's kind of correlating, right? Like if it's telling me that these top 2 customers here were my largest customers, and for some reason in this year's data they're all the way at the bottom or something, it might be an indication, hey, there's something wrong there. Maybe the data's not being uploaded. And what we're really trying to get you guys to do when I'm asking you to take a look at this is, the more eyes we have on this, the better, because it's going to take us quite a while to kind of go through it on an individual basis, right? So if I'm coming back here again to my current year data, I'm going to hit show dashboard. Again, I'm going to, for consistency, I'm going to go back into my fuel. And I'm going to look at my dyed diesel. And for instance, what I want to do is I'm going to pop that one there. And this is the data that I just pulled. So it's telling me these should be my top customers, right? So I have Southway again this year. Southway is number 3, which doesn't, it's not that big of a deal. But yeah, my top 5 are still about my top 5. But what it's also showing me is some of these other customers that don't always typically use a ton of fuel. I'm like, hey, where the heck is my Chavez Roofing? Did they seriously all of a sudden stop using dyed diesel? So I want to make sure, and I'd go back in to make sure that is that information accurate, and if it's not, put together a list so that Rob and I can go back through and make sure that the information that is being imported is accurate. Otherwise, it's going to really skew the data, and the sooner we catch it, the better. So I want you guys to make this a priority. If you guys have any questions or concerns, by all means, please feel free to give me a call. I will be available throughout this week. We want the expectation really is that before the end of this week, everyone's gone through all their data and made sure that it looks at least fairly accurate. So if you guys have any questions about that, again, please feel free to call me. I will link for you guys, again, the variance report and how you guys would conduct a variance report to make sure that, hey, it's something going on with my customer base that I just didn't see happening. It's going to allow you to see that information and hopefully make rectification on that so we can go after those customers, check on them, see if there's anything we can do to win their business back, or even just get a pulse on what's happening within their business and again show our concern and the reason why they choose Honstein, right? We're a partner in their business. We don't not notice that they're for some reason not buying. Make sure that we're there to support them as one of their top vendors, that sort of thing. So again, feel free to give me a call if you'd like any help on this. I'm more than happy to do so, and I will chat with you guys soon.